Currently checking this matter now. Okay. What is the point of characters on Twitter, bro?
Yeah, I swear.
Like, what is the fucking point of that?
It makes no sense.
Makes no fucking sense.
Oh shit, I can screenshot that bitch. Oh, you bitch.
Alright. I'm fucking dreading working
Tomorrow.
now Sunday. I'd be there at 6 in the morning, but I get out at 12.
God, 6 in the fucking morning.
I barely liked 8. I barely liked 9. I hate 9, actually. It's too fucking early.
Goddamn 6, man. Fuck. Boom. Alright. Let me just open this chat. YouTube. And got everything up.
Alright, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna end up no, we'll get to it. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah.
A lot of news dropped today, too. So.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it, bro. Oh, fuck.
So much news.
Apparently more to come, too.
Mm-hmm.
According to many sources. A shitstorm is brewing. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, now let me see if this thumbnail's up and we're good to go.
Sure. Yeah, I got it.
Same.
I'm not sick. Nice.
Good to go. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright. Oh, fuck, this fucking thing load. Okay. Okay. So, we got a lot of news for you guys today, but let me take a drink. I gotta already tell it's gonna be very unenergetic.
Yeah, too. Fuck.
Okay. What is up, guys? Welcome to the Notorious Sales Podcast, episode 12, part 2. It is the news edition, the Friday edition. The reason we are on so late is because in the area we live in, we are dealing with very bad rainstorms at the moment, flash flood warnings. So we decided to play it safe and let it calm down. It's pretty fine now, but that is why we're on here an hour later, just avoiding Wi-Fi and power outages and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, we just decided to play safe. We're on here now. Like I said, with episode 12 of the Notorious Sales Podcast, part 2, the news edition. If you guys do not know, we do the news on Fridays, we do the themes on Fridays, or we do the themes during the week, any day during the week, pretty much, literally any day. Usually falls around Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, but yes. So, yeah, yeah, we got a lot of news for you guys, but if you guys do not know who I am, if this is your first time watching, it is I, Johnny Mayhem, and we are here with the man, the myth, the legend. We are here with Sir K. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm just chilling today. Just called into Home Depot to ask for doing stupid. Yeah, man, it's a good day, man. It was a good day. How was your day?
It was pretty good. Right, yeah, usually have every Friday off. Today was payday, so that was nice. Yeah, I usually have every Fridays off. I usually have every Wednesdays off, but some people at my job don't know how to don't fucking know when Wednesday is. And I like to have it off. So I've been having to work at the past 3 weeks, I think. But thank God I have every Friday off, which I like because I don't like to be there on the day I get paid. I don't because
That's true.
yeah. I just like to
It's the
enjoy
most,
my
yeah.
money, feel like I robbed the store or whatever. So I don't know, but so, yeah, I usually have every Friday off, so every Friday is usually a breeze. I used to have every fucking Wednesday off, so I could just chill out and watch wrestling. But, like I said, fucking people don't know when the fuck Wednesday falls on, apparently. And they've been scheduling me. But yeah, thankfully I have every Friday off, so it's very nice. But, yeah, it's my life, so. Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
man, for sure. Okay, guys. Yikes. We have a lot of news today, bro. Uh, yeah, Jesus. And we also have Fyter Fest Night 1 predictions for you guys. So, I would do NXT Great American Bash, but there hasn't really been too much announced for it. And I'd say, I mean, if we want to, we could do quick predictions now. I guess we'll do predictions on the one match that has been announced. I don't really know how you could just have a normal episode of NXT and just call it Great American Bash because because AEW is doing Fyter Fest, but that's what they're doing. But the only match that was confirmed, unless I completely fucking missed something, which I'm sure I didn't, is the Adam Cole versus Keith Lee match for the title for title. So who do you think's gonna win that, real quick?
For that, I'd say probably Adam Cole. I don't see him losing it on normal NXT TV. If he does, that would be nuts, but I don't know if I could just see him losing it on normal NXT TV. You?
Yeah, man. Real quick, I don't. So I don't see Adam. I don't see Adam Cole losing it. Or no, I don't. Okay, to me, it's pretty predictable. I feel like Karrion Kross is gonna come out and make it a fuck finish. But if I do see anybody winning, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think it's gonna be Keith Lee because of the fact of obviously they want that and they want Adam Cole on the main roster. So
That's true. That's true.
so I could, if I do see anybody winning, I could see I could see Keith Lee winning this, but I feel like all of Adam Cole's reign just to end because you want to try to upstage Dynamite is ridiculous. Um,
Mm-hmm. That's
tell
bullshit.
tell the better story. The better story is Adam Cole losing it at a fitting setting, not
Mm-hmm.
a show that you booked a week in and a week out because you want to combat Dynamite. It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I see Karrion Kross having this go no finish. Both of them are going to
Mm-hmm.
keep their championships and kind of just solidifying his dominance. But dude, if they give the belt to either Adam Cole or Keith Lee and have Karrion Kross win both of them, that's not
Shit.
NXT at all. I don't know how I feel
No,
about that. I
that's
really don't.
mm-mm.
Um, yeah, that's talk about strapping a rocket to somebody's fucking ass. That's
Swear.
there you go.
That's how they do it on the main roster. Why don't they do that up there? What the fuck?
Seriously. But yeah. So my prediction is that Karrion Kross is definitely gonna come out and fuck some shit up,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's gonna lose or nobody's gonna have both the titles. And if somebody does, and if it does go that way, I'm gonna have to give it to Keith Lee because I know they really like Keith. They want to add him on the main roster, so we'll just have to see from there. But yeah, real quick, that was our predictions for that, since that's probably the only notable thing that they have
Sure.
on their Great American Bash. I don't recall ever seeing anything else being built up for that 2 week special, so I guess it's just going to be an American themed NXT. But yeah, I guess that leads us into the first story. NXT announces a Great American Bash to cover the 2 weeks, July 1st and July 8th. What do you think about that?
That's just so clearly. They're not even trying to hide that they're trying to compete with Dynamite Man, but like, really? A week in advance? That's so lame. And just pulling Great American Bash out from their ass is just so fucking lame. Like, we get it. In the House was genuinely cool. Just, what's next?
In your
Cyber
crib.
Sunday? Oh god,
Take over in your crib.
that
That's
would
the
be
next
amazing.
one. The
Well,
trap
like,
house.
stop gonna don't keep pulling these nostalgic ass names just to get some watches on your show, man. That's not the NXT way. Just put on good product and we'll fucking watch. Because most people, a lot of people at least, watch both at the same time. And if not, they watch one after the other. So these ratings are such bullshit. They are so pointless, so lame. First of all, they don't even count the DVRs. So, yeah, how many people DVR their shit? A lot. Plus, how many people watch one show and then watch the other right after?
Me.
Come on, man. Exactly. Exactly, bro. Just come on. It's just blatantly stupid to care about these ratings, man. But Great American Bash, it's lame as fuck. Why you don't need to do this. Weekly NXT show during a fucking low week for them, man. So you could get that just jump. Like, come on, cause everyone knew that Fyter Fest was gonna happen for weeks. So of course, everyone's gonna watch Fyter Fest. Ain't nobody give a fuck about this. Like, come on, man. We're gonna have to see Rosel Gonzalez. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man. It's just a desperate attempt for ratings. It's just bullshit, man. What do you think about it?
Yeah. I definitely agree 100%. I think so. So the Great American Bash, it's cool. It's cool or whatever. It's a cool little throwback, but it's a very unnecessary throwback considering you just said it. Why don't they try to why don't why don't they try to have a good NXT, a really good NXT, when AEW is having a down week? You know what I mean? Where they don't really have much announced for their show or whatever. So, or something like that. I don't. When we envision this war, we envision the NXT that we know. And every
Mm-hmm.
week I'm starting to see the NXT that we know go into more of what the main roster would kind of do. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
for example, other than something that involves sanity, when do we see 6-woman tags on a takeover? I mean, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like pushing Karrion Kross so far up, so far of a shoot. You know what I mean? It's just stuff that we're not used to. Like Killer Cross is amazing, and we all know that. But I like to see a little bit more of a slower climb, not too
Mm-hmm.
slow, but a climb that we can respect to the point where when he does get a championship shot, we're like, okay, this guy's done nothing but be a fucking beast since he came into this company. I think he deserves a championship match. Um, Instead of just being like, here you guys go, take this guy, we're gonna push to the moon. And it's Killer Cross, and we all know he's great, but it's very main roster esque, and yeah, the Great American Bash. I mean, Takeover in Your House. Like you said, was genuinely like really cool. With the old set,
Mm-hmm.
and it was genuinely just a really cool throwback. But stuff like this, I don't think we need, especially when you're making it so blatantly obvious to the point where you're going to announce something a week out just in a matter of, oh shit, we got to compete with Dynamite. Let's get the fucking Great American Bash.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's just to the point where it looks so blatantly obvious and it's so Vince-esque. And like I said, when we envision NXT versus AEW, we all envisioned WWE Network NXT. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that shit. I mean, we all know. We all know. I don't even have to
Mm-hmm.
say anything. Ever since they've been on television, live television, and they've been competing with AEW, I feel like it's just being taken over by Vince, which it is. And more and more of his ideas are seeping into this brand we once loved, and it's like bringing Charlotte in there. You know, this is our show. Why are you going to bring somebody who does not embody what we stand for into our show? And Vince is the embodiment of what a lot of people don't stand for, not even just the NXT fans. Even a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people that like the main roster but refuse to watch it because the shit sucks. It's Vince's vision. And a lot of people don't like that, and it's not just NXT fans, it's a lot of fans, a lot of people that have been driven away from the company, a lot of people that don't fucking watch this shit because of how much it sucks. But why is this guy coming in and ruining our show? That's what I'm getting at, and he's doing a fantastic job at it, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, the one thing I like about AEW so much is they're just doing their own thing. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
barely try to compete with NXT. They just make sense. What sense did it make to just randomly have Adam Cole and Keith Lee? Um, what random sense did it make um to have Adam Cole and Keith Lee in a winner take all match? You know what I mean? It's just like, well,
Like,
if you even start from the roots of that, Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor versus Keith Lee in a triple threat for the North American Championship. Didn't Johnny just lose at Takeover in Your House? Finn Balor,
mm-hmm.
okay, sure, he won. He claimed he was coming for Keith Lee. That's fine. It was built okay. He beat Damian Priest, which me and Sir Kale tell you a little bit about that. How that was the wrong decision, but whatever. Finn Balor won, and he wants a North American Championship. That's understandable, but inserting Johnny in there just because he's a big name. I understand Johnny's a big name, and Johnny is probably my favorite modern like in ring wrestler. Um, and I love Gargano, but he just lose to Keith Lee. So shit like that to me, were and Undisputed doing therapy and shit like that. It's to me, it's like what the. This is so not NXT. It's so not NXT. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just think they need to do their own thing. I think they need to do their own thing, and I think that's what Tony Khan and the people at AEW have done so well. Um,
Mm.
so, so yeah, man. But yeah, them announcing a 2 week Great American Bash just coincidentally falling in the same weeks as AEW's Fyter Fest is it's ridiculous. We don't need to compete here. It's not much of a war when it's just blatant Vince trying
Gee.
to thinking that he's doing great. Oh, I'm gonna come into NXT and then we're gonna compete with these AEW guys. And no, you're literally ruining it. If Dynamite's great, but let me tell you, if the NXT of 2018 was airing live now,
Mm.
Triple H's vision, I love Dynamite, bro, but they're gonna be getting their ass kicked. All right.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a since a lot of this shit is Vince's vision, this NXT don't look the same, man. It really doesn't. I'm being honest, man. It really doesn't. It really doesn't look the same, and it's starting to scare me, bro. The one thing we thought would never be ruined because it was in Triple H's hands is now in the process of being ruined. So, yeah, yeah, man.
Shit.
Yeah. So, moving on. The Undertaker. If you guys have not watched the Last Ride special, it's a great 5 part series. It's basically a wrestling fan's version of The Last Dance, pretty much, except this one is only 5 parts. But nonetheless, phenomenal ass
Mm.
series. But in episode 5, the last part, the Undertaker announced that the Boneyard match was his last time in the ring. And tonight on SmackDown they held this big ass like they had a lot of people say nice things about Taker, and they also had I replayed the Boneyard match. Kind of, I don't want to say like a ceremony, but what am I looking for? They
It was
had
like a damn. Yeah, what the what would you call that?
like a Undertaker they paid homage to him. I don't know. They celebrated the Undertaker pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And they had this big thing where all the legends spoke on the Undertaker, and they replayed the Boneyard match. So what do you think? Do you think it's actually the Undertaker's last ride? No pun intended.
I mean, well, they did this big segment on SmackDown, which is like it was very kind of solidifying his retirement. But like he even said, if it's for a one-off, if he wants to, he'll really be, or if they need him, he said, he'd be down. So, and you know, Vince, he'll make up some bullshit. If if you watch the documentary, you can see Vince is always just calling his ass for these matches, saying he needs them and shit. So it's like, is he fully retired? To be honest, I don't think so. I think he'll at least have like 2 more matches, just randomly in the next at least 3 years. I could just see it happening with his ass, man. But I think for the most part, he is just, done. No, just none of it, man. Just not gonna do like just feuds anymore and shit like that. So, you know, just damn, man, kind of an anticlimactic way to go out. Not saying it's not the Boneyard match sucked or anything like that. It's just you just announce it like 2 months after the match. Like that's kind of lame. That's all I'm saying. Is just like you just announce it. The documentary was amazing, but like I think it could have been. I think it should have been Boneyard match. Doc, boom, retirement man. So yeah, I think the doc came out a little too late in terms of feels great feels for the retirement man. But yeah, man, it sucks, man. But after what happened in 2017, man, I don't trust it. I love Taker. I don't trust it. If he is done, man, respect him. Thank you, Taker, man. And it's great seeing him do everything he could, man, except for that Goldberg match. But Yeah. He shouldn't be in shit anymore, man. So, yeah, man, good for him, man. It sucks to see him go. Thank you, Taker, man, but I think there's still always that open possibility of him coming back, man. What do you think?
Uh, well, so, um, uh, yeah, I think so. I think there could have been a more fitting way to maybe kind of like say goodbye, if you will. Uh, Announcing it 2 months after the match happened, that's it's just a little different, especially somebody of his stature in WWE. I don't know if that was necessarily the right call, but yeah, as far as like him in the dock, do I think he's actually done? Although I would love to see the match, or not really the match. The match would probably suck, if we're being honest. But the program, the feud
Mm-hmm.
between what you see on your screen, the Undertaker versus the Fiend. Although I would love to see it, if you listen to how he is in the documentary, he spoke about Kobe Bryant's passing and how that really put into perspective for him that why do you keep calling this guy and saying you need him?
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker's a legend. Undertaker's one of the best to ever do it, but you do not need this guy anymore. Stop working this guy, man. Stop. Just stop it before this guy fucking hurts himself. And you're lucky he didn't with that Goldberg match. But
Oh God.
ever since he lost the streak, the dead man was done, bro. And they kept doing it, and they kept doing it, bro. But honestly, if we're ever going to see Taker again, I don't. I want to see the version of him we seen at the Goldberg match, which his way of describing it in the last ride was the Undertaker mixed with the American Badass mixed with Mark Calloway. I like that a lot, and I think all of us did. I think all of us really like that, considering what the fuck is the dead man here to do anymore, bro? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, so yeah, I completely respect it, which I think most of us do, man. But do I think this guy is done? I hope, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Vince could possibly need him for. But you never fucking know, man. But just because he said that, I don't know if I would have done this whole ceremony. And I think The
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker is at a point now where and Jericho's the same way. Jericho described this a while back as well. Jericho said many years ago when he retires, he kind of just wants to ride off into the sunset. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what The Undertaker did. I don't think we need to announce anything. I think he announced it perfectly on his doc. I think it was a very fitting way to end. Um, with the Boneyard match, obviously that was. I remember I was telling you a couple months ago. It's so weird that we could say the last great Undertaker match we seen was this year,
Swear.
considering before that the last great Undertaker match we seen was
Fuck.
um probably the CM Punk match. Um,
God.
so yeah, but I don't. Yeah, obviously the Boneyard match is a very fitting way to go with him legitimately riding off into the dark, not the sunset, but riding off into the dark. I think just to show a little bit more symbolism, it would have been cool to see him ride past his jacket and his coat that he
Ooh.
laid down at WrestleMania 33 and just ride off into the sunset, I think, or into the darkness, which is very fitting, and it's a perfect way for him to go at this point. We don't need another. They basically already spoiled the. Okay, so with the Undertaker leaving in that sentimental way he did at WrestleMania 33, You spoiled that. You had one time to do that. If you do it again, it's not going to feel the same because in the back of our minds, we're going to think, well, I wonder when this fucking guy is going to be back. You know what I mean? So it's like, you already kind of spoiled the whole sentimental, emotional, lay his jacket and his hat down and walk away. You already done fucking ruined that. So I think by this point, it's a fitting enough way to say goodbye. Just ride off into the darkness, never to be seen or heard from again. So yeah, not really, but yeah, I think it was a very fitting way to go for him. So yeah, but just because he said that on his doc, if Vince ever needs him that bad, he'll come back. I wouldn't have done this. How many fucking fake retirements is this guy gonna have? Hopefully Vince doesn't call him now. So now he probably will. Yeah. So yeah, that's my take on it, bro. I think it was fitting to go, but I don't see the point of doing what they did on SmackDown. I think we all shedded our tears for how great this guy's career was at WrestleMania 33. So
Yeah, that's when I shedded my tears.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Next up, man. Where to go? Okay, we got some news. We got some news on none other than Charlotte Flair, everybody's favorite women's wrestler, man. The Roman Reigns of today. Um, okay, so Charlotte was written off television. Was it this Monday? Yeah, this Monday. By Nia Jax, basically kind of breaking her arm or whatever. Uh, just fucking, injuring people like Nia Jax does best. But Charlotte is going for voluntary surgery. We're not sure what it's on. It's not some kind of injury or anything, but she's going for voluntary surgery and or elective surgery, and she will be gone. She said she will only be gone for a couple weeks, and she will be back for SummerSlam. So what do you think about that?
Uh, um, kind of a. We don't know what the surgery's for, so we don't know if it's an emergency. So if it is, not her fault at all. What if it's just like just a surgery she just wants right now? That's kind of fucked up because she started with the program with Asuka, and you're just gonna go leave for surgery. Like unless you didn't know you needed it or you didn't know like it was about to come up. Unless that's fucked up. First of all, that's a little rude. I'd be a little pissed off if I was Vince, but I mean it's Vince. He fucking loves Charlotte, so yeah, man. She'll be gone till SummerSlam. It'll be a nice break from her, man. I hope her surgery goes well, of course. I hope, she gets well healthy, stays healthy, all that shit, man. It's just gonna be nice to not have to hear the robotic voice of Charlotte Flair for a good month or two, month and a half. But, yeah, man. Gonna be a good break from Charlotte. She'll have a break herself. Spend time with Andrade, man. Probably also dip in, because he's probably not trying to deal with this corona bullshit. So, so yeah, man. Good for her, man, I guess. But, yeah, I guess a win-win for everyone. Win-win for the fans, win-win for her. It's just a win-win overall, man. But when she comes back, she'll probably just fucking, fuck. She'll probably just go back to the feud with the fucking, or she'll just interrupt someone else's feud. They'll just put her in a title spot anyway, man. So, yeah, she'll get a guaranteed win when she comes back. So, yeah, man, what do you think?
Yeah. So Charlotte is going for surgery. It's not any kind of injury, but whatever it is, um, I hope it goes well and everything. But dude, it's gonna be such a good fucking break from her. Jesus
Mm,
Christ. Yeah. It's very, very good and very much needed break from Charlotte that all of us needed, man. But yeah, not really too much to say on it, considering she confirmed she's literally only going to be out a couple of weeks. And What do you know? She'll be back to burying the division before we know it. So don't get your hopes up yet, boys. She's coming back. Um,
Swear.
so yeah, I mean, I hope everything goes well. I don't really know what the surgery's for. Obviously, we know Charlotte's got a bit of plastic in her, so that's probably what I would assume it's for. But I don't know. So yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, Charlotte's gonna be out, but only for a couple weeks. So she will be back in time for SummerSlam. There was a bit of contradicting stories saying that she was gonna be out for until the Royal Rumble,
Rumble.
which that
Mm-hmm.
would have been amazing. But
Swear.
she's
She
only
would
gonna
come
be
back
out.
on it.
Yeah. Oh God, 2 years in a row. Fuck.
God.
But yeah, she's gonna be back in a couple weeks. So don't get your hopes up, guys. She will be back in no time. Um, but yeah. So yeah. Next up, we got some news on Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules.
God.
So previously, we have known this pay-per-view as the one day WWE gets Extreme. The one night a year they get Extreme. When we say Extreme, we are talking 90s ECW, Sandman canings, Dudley Boy table spots, things of that nature happen at Extreme Rules every year, right? So instead of this extremely unsafe nature one night a year that they perform at Extreme Rules, extremely
God.
extreme. Instead of that, they've decided to turn balls to the walls violence into Extreme Rules, a horror show. What do you think, bro?
First of all, the tagline is lame as fuck. I get what they're trying to say. Oh, it's gonna be so extreme. It's gonna be a horror show. That's so lame because the most extreme thing they'll do is a fucking kendo stick caning with like the strength of Alexa Bliss. That's like the most extreme thing they fucking do. But I think the horror show is also for the Wyatt and Braun feud because it was announced tonight that they'll have I think they said like a swamp match or something like that. A match in a swamp.
Oh,
So
Swamp, man.
swamp with the old Wyatt, which I'm actually really digging this Wyatt and Braun feud now. That's that they just did some cool shit. Brought out some Matt Hardy shit. That was cool as fuck. Um, but like but with the show Extreme Rules, the horror show, it's lame. It's a lame ass tagline, man. It's cheesy. It's lame. It's not even near Halloween. The fucking logo is bright and colorful. They don't make sense. They make no sense, man. But God, yeah, I swear, it's just lame. That's like the only it's classic WWE, just just being lame. So lame and boring. So yeah, man, that's what I think. It's just lame. Nobody cares about the horror show. The only horror show is half the matches that are gonna be on this fucking show. So yeah, man, what do you think about this?
Yeah, yeah, so, yeah, obviously it's, I mean, most of the shows they put on every year are a fucking horror show. Most of
Mm-hmm.
like Backlash, you could have called that a fucking horror show. Um,
God.
but man, so Extreme Rules, a horror show. Obviously, it was announced tonight that Nikki Cross would be facing Bayley. So you have that aspect too, because apparently now they
Mm-hmm.
want to go back to calling her the unhinged Nikki Cross. Um, and they also announced a swamp match with Braun and Bray. I don't know, bro. It's just weird. Like, what the fuck? You do know all of your shows are horror shows. All your shows are fucking downright scary. Especially Extreme Rules. Especially. How are you gonna call it Extreme Rules and fucking, the most extreme thing you do is have, a fucking, I don't know, the fucking most extreme thing you do, the most extreme thing you do is fucking have Byron Saxton on commentary. Really? That's extreme to you? I don't know, bro. Extreme Rules every fucking year is the lamest thing ever. So, personally, bro, this concept, this gimmick pay-per-view of Extreme Rules is retarded. It's so retarded, bro. Like, bro, don't call something Extreme Rules if you're gonna have most of your match be pussified. I remember a couple of years ago, I brought this up to you the other day, I remember a couple of years ago at Extreme Rules in 2017, Miz and Ambrose had a match for the IC title where if Miz were to get caught cheating, then he would lose the championship. Like, this fucking pay-per-view is called Extreme Rules, and he can't get extreme and cheat and fucking hit Ambrose over the head with a fucking chair. Like, this just doesn't make any sense. I don't know, dude. A horror show, again, bro, most of your shows are fucking horror shows, okay? Now, I don't even know at this point. It's just so corny and so one of those things that Vince comes up with where he just probably thinks it's the most badass thing ever. He's like, oh fuck yeah, this fucking horror show where there's only gonna be really one horror match on it, which is Bray and Braun. It just does not make any sense, bro. It really doesn't. There's another WWE thing to try to market their pay-per-view, and dude, who knows anymore? Is Extreme Rules a horror show? Which is sad that they're moving away from the one night a year WWE gets extreme. Obviously, it's very sad we're moving away from that. We all know how extreme they've been the past couple of years, especially. You don't get more extreme than Bayley and Alexa Bliss with a kendo stick on a pole match. You can't get much more extreme than that. So, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, that's about extreme. That's about as extreme as it gets, and that's balls to the walls, man. I mean, life-threatening shit happens at Extreme Rules. And this year we're gonna get to see a horror show, even though I literally just watched a horror show, Friday Night SmackDown. So I watch one all the time, so it's not gonna be too different. But yeah, it was just another one of WWE's stupid ass fucking marketing tactics to try to make the show feel different because it's a horror themed show. We're not even in October, dude. Like, really? Like, bro, in the middle of July, you're gonna have a fucking show centered around horror. In the middle of fucking July, like, what the fuck?
It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, moving on. Jeez. Okay. Here. Yeah, okay, I guess. So, if you guys did not know, I believe it happened last Saturday. Some clips came out from AEW superstar Sammy Guevara, and he was on a podcast. I forget which podcast it was. I think it's like Raw's Fourth Hour or something. I don't know. But he was on a podcast and he was talking about Sasha Banks in a how do I even describe it? A very sexist, inappropriate way, I guess. And he said that he wanted to R-word. You know what I'm talking about. Sasha Banks when he was at a WWE tryout. And after this came out, Cody well, AEW, and well, Cody reposted it too, but AEW released a statement saying the following: AEW insists on doing our part to create a world of understanding and respect for humankind. We therefore strongly condemn the actions, the extremely offensive and hurtful words of Sammy Guevara. As such, effective immediately, Sammy is suspended without pay until further notice. Sammy has agreed to undergo extensive sensitivity training, and upon completion, his future status with the company will be reevaluated. During his suspension, his salary will be donated to the Women's Center of Jacksonville. What do you think, bro?
I mean, what he said was wrong and fucking stupid, and he admitted that, which he's actually having a very good reaction to this, man. He's apologizing to Sasha Banks directly, man. He's not adding her on Twitter and fucking tweeting at her. He DM'd her, talked it out, said he fucked up, admitted to it, and then he posted a video about it, and, just straight talking, saying he fucked up, saying it was stupid. So what he said was stupid and wrong, man. But at least he's taking the right way about this. You could tell he genuinely is sorry. He knows he fucked up. He knows what he said was stupid, man. He's just trying to, redeem himself, man. Say he's sorry. I think Tony Khan's doing a great work how he's running shit, man. Suspending him and making his pay go towards like the women's movement. That's just great shit from Tony Khan right there, man. So I wonder how long the suspension's gonna last. I think probably just like a month. I'm guessing 30 days. But there's a dumbass thing to say, and stupid, gross, disgusting. But you could tell he learned. He knows he fucked up. He's gonna be a better person. So I could genuinely agree with, no, not agree with him, but like commend him for that at least, man. So it's a fucked up situation, but I think it's starting to turn out in the end, man. From all sides, man. It was a fucked up situation, but it's all turning out good for at least Sammy Guevara, Tony Khan, Sasha, all that, man. So, yeah, what do you think about this whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, definitely, just stupidity on Sammy's
Mm-hmm.
part. Obviously, that was Sammy back in 2016, and I'm sure most of you guys know, obviously, we all have fucking done or said something incredibly fucking stupid in the past, and that does not represent even a fraction of who we are today. And I believe that is the case with Sammy, considering how he went about it. Immediately, well, obviously he agreed to undergo the sensitivity training as well, and he immediately was in contact with Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks put out a statement saying that she had spoken with him and that she has forgave him and stuff like that, and they talked it out, and he apologized to her and Mikaze and whatever, because it was just a very fucked up thing to say. But Sammy knew it. He apologized. How long do I think he's going to be gone? Probably about 30 days. 30 days is usually how long suspensions last. But yeah, I think that Tony Khan is doing a phenomenal job with how he's going about this, donating his salary, other than keeping the money for himself, and just to fund his company, or whatever. He decided to donate his pay. Just overall, just doing the right thing, and yeah. But yeah, like I said, we've all have done and said stupid fucking things in the past that do not represent a fraction of who we are today. That's just a part of life. It's gonna happen to the best of us, right? Um, and
Hmm.
all that matters, bro, is that you well, first of all, you fucking realize that you fucking said some stupid shit, and all that matters from that point, bro, is just work on being a better you, and I feel like that's what Sammy is. I feel like that's what Sammy's doing, um,
Hmm.
which is great on his part. Do I think he will be invited back to All Elite Wrestling? Yes, I do. I definitely think he's going to be a better version of himself. Which he even said him in 2016 is not him now, and most of us can say that as well. I mean, people change, you know what I mean? Whether it's for better or worse, people change. It's just a part of life. So yeah, I definitely think Sammy will be back with the company after his suspension is completely rode out. So yeah, but on a uh, much more, I don't even know what to call it, but on a much more harsher note, Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc came out, and what did he get accused of again? What was it? Was it?
I think sexual assault and abuse.
Yeah. So Jimmy Havoc got accused. Allegations rose of Jimmy Havoc being accused of assault and abuse, sexual assault and abuse. And AEW has sent him to rehab, and his they announced that he would be going away to rehab to get better, and that he his status with the company is to be decided. So what do you think about Jimmy Havoc, bro?
It's a way worse situation than the Sammy Guevara one, man. It's just fucked up, man. But if he was, you know, abusing it on shit, well, not you know, well, abusing what I mean, like drugs and shit, drugs and alcohol. If he was abusing all that type of shit while he was doing that fucked up shit, then I think he has a chance of redemption, man. Then he'd go to rehab, get his shit together, and I think they would probably welcome him back. But if not, if the rehab just isn't it, man, if it just doesn't work and shit, I don't think they would be. I don't think Tony Khan's the type of guy to take the risk and accept him back, man. Tony Khan's just doing really cool. He's just a genuinely good ass person, man. So I don't think he would take him back if none of the rehab shit works, man. But or sending him rehab probably for a month. Probably the suspension's probably longer than a month, but he's probably also well, suspension's probably not gonna be longer than a month, but his rehab probably will be. So that's just a tale of time. But overall, man, the whole situation just depends on how Havoc just does the therapy and just does the the AA and shit. I don't know if it's for drugs or alcohol. I don't fucking know. But whatever he's going to, man, if he does good in it, if he changes, then he'll be good. If not, I think he'll be out the door, man. So yeah, what do you think for Jimmy Havoc?
Yeah. So the statement, I pulled up the statement they did put out. They put out a following statement stating, "We wish Jimmy Havoc all the best as he receives treatment and counseling in an effort to overcome the mental health and substance abuse challenges in his life. We are aware of various reports related to Jimmy. We are evaluating his status with our company and will address it when he successfully completed his rehabilitation." I mean, depending on what kind of rehabilitation you go to, it could take up to 30, 60, or 90, or even 120 days. It all depends on how bad Jimmy is. Uh, which, it's a scary thing about, what I was saying about, Chris Benoit. It's crazy how we kind of,
Mm-hmm.
watch these people on television, and we have no idea at the time that they're going through horrible ass
Mm-hmm.
substance abuse of anything really. So it's crazy. And Jimmy Havoc. Um. So yeah. So Jimmy, uh, man, geez, what do I think about this? Obviously he agreed to go to rehab, which is the first step, which is great. And yeah. Geez, do I, do I, do I think he will be back to? Do I think he'll be invited back to wrestle for All Elite Wrestling? So this is gonna be. I guess it's just gonna be a huge test to kind of see what
Hmm.
if AEW just kind of wants to be that uh, quote unquote babyface company and try to like work with these people, or if the fact that uh, that all that shit came out about Jimmy, if obviously it's more likely than not that that's true, and if they let him go, man. But I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if he'll be invited back there to wrestle.
Especially backstage. People, guys backstage are not gonna like him.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't know if we'll ever see Jimmy Havoc back in AEW. But regardless, instead of just firing him, I like Tony Khan's approach of sending him to rehab. I think that just shows the kind of person he is, caring about the human over
Mm.
his position on the card and his character. Because um, WWE, I mean, from the looks of it, WWE is just firing people. You know what I mean? Tony Khan, if Jimmy Havoc's not going to be allowed back uh, to to go wrestle there, um, I don't see. I'm going to be honest, man. If if Jimmy Havoc's not allowed to go back and wrestle there, I think it's awesome that Tony Khan at least sent him to rehab to try to make him a better person through all of this. But I think that just shows that Tony cares about the person, other than, like I said, somebody that's in WWE that just gets let go. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And now they're probably sitting at home, rock bottom on their couch, um, instead of just basically rotting in the truth of them being involved in sexual assault, which more than likely is fucking true. But if not, then they're still sitting on their couch with no job in the middle of a pandemic, pretty much. So, um, and they won't even get the opportunity if they did do something to try to make a better person out of themselves. So I think that's really important that Tony Khan sent him to rehab for sure. I think it just shows what kind of person he is. But honestly, I don't see Jimmy Havoc being invited back to work with All Elite Wrestling, unfortunately. But we'll just have to see, man. Now, yikes. I guess we can just keep it up with the firings. So, Michael Elgin and Tessa Blanchard have been fired from Impact Wrestling, bro. What do you think?
Um, I don't know really anything about Michael Elgin or whatever the fuck his name is. Um, I heard he got in a backstage fight before Impact. It's like, well, not like a backstage, but like a legit fight backstage over like match things and shit. I know he was involved in that, but I never heard of him. I don't know what to say about his ass. So he got fired. I don't know. I don't know anything about the whole situation, man, with him. But for Tessa, man, she was fired because she is their world champ, their world champ, not just their women's champ, their men's world champ, and she, of course, was self quarantining, and I think she was on her honeymoon too, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. She was doing something with like her boyfriend, husband, fiance, whatever the fuck, and they were on vacation, and Impact was asking for like, you know, online promos, like those promos where they get on the lap, like the ones Adam Cole would have, where he's got all the more shit behind him. They wanted something like that from her, but she was refusing, and just flat out refused that. It's like, damn. But like, so they got tired of her shit, and apparently, I forgot about him, but now I'm remembering the allegations about her being racist and shit. So I think that all just culminated into her firing, man. They stripped her of the title and fired her, man. Shit, I don't blame him, man. I don't blame Impact for doing that, man. I'm not a big fan of Impact. I, I don't get the appeal, man. But yeah, man, I understand why they did that, man. Just all this shit. She's clearly got something going on with her ass, and just refuse to even send you a promo on her phone or laptop. That's just fucked up. That's flat out technical difficulties there. But yeah, um, fuck, shit. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't blame them, man. I think it was just a long time coming, to be honest, man. But yeah, she was fired, man. So what's next for her? I say she gotta take a break for at least a year, man. Just get your shit together, admit what you said was wrong and all that type of shit. Just fix yourself and go on to do something else. Cause no one likes her apparently. Everyone fucking hates her on Twitter. She's not liked anymore because what she did. I mean, I don't blame people for not liking her. So she just needs to get her shit together, take a break, then come back, preferably, and I would think to AEW, man. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Tessa situation. What do you think?
Did she, I remember the stuff about her coming out being racist, but that was a while ago, wasn't it?
I think that was like middle of last year or late 2019, I think.
Oh. Um, uh, well, considering considering the fact that even after that, Impact still put the World Championship on her, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like it was. Well, first off, as far as Michael Elgin, he got. I guess he got fired from New Japan for sexual assault allegations, and apparently, and Impact still picked him up after that, and he he I guess the straw that broke the camel's back was apparently he got into a backstage fight with who many are speculating it to be Sami Callihan, but no one knows for sure. But so yeah, Mike Logan. I'm familiar with him. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of him or anything, but I'm familiar with Michael Logan. But yeah, I mean, I can't really give my opinion on it. I didn't really know the guy too much, other than I know who he is, and I know I've seen a little bit of him in the ring. But as far as Tessa goes, well, yeah, so apparently she just kind of refused to. She just kind of refused to pretty much work while she was on her honeymoon, and honestly, like I said, considering they still put the world championship on her after, I can't remember who came out and said she was racist. Was it Big Swole? Was it?
I think. I actually think it might have, yeah.
So, or well, the things about her being racist. Like I said, considering the fact that they still ended up putting the world championship on her regardless, makes me believe that that probably wasn't the main catalyst. That could have been a part of it, but obviously the main catalyst is just simply her not working and refusing to do something so simple. Now we don't know why she necessarily declined it, but she did. It's pretty much all we know. And yeah, they stripped her of the championship and they fired her. As far as Tessa, yeah, I'd write it out till we get a crowd back, honestly. Because why the fuck not? You know what I mean? But where do I think she will end up, bro? Definitely, her dad totally is with All Elite, so I can only hope she goes there. Um, because Tessa Blanchard's, she's great, as far as from an in-ring standpoint. But yeah, as far as her being racist, if I was Tony Khan, I'd probably make her do some kind of sensitivity training after I sign her or something like that.
Mhm.
Whether he wants to sign her tomorrow or whatever, if you sign her tomorrow, make her do sensitivity training and don't bring her to television until after All Out. Because people can be better, but it's just a matter of them wanting to. And if Tessa doesn't want to, then there's no point in having somebody like that on your roster. So yeah, but Tessa being fired is crazy. This is a fucking crazy year. Honestly, man, it's just wow. It's just crazy,
Sure.
crazy year, bro. But yeah, Tessa. Hopefully, we can see her in All Elite. We'll just have to see where she ends up, bro. But um, yeah, yeah. So moving on with more released people. Now we're moving on to WWE. So today, we brought to you last week that Jack Gallagher was released from WWE, and this week, literally today, both Ligero and Travis Banks have been released from their NXT UK contracts. What do you think, bro?
I think I think there's some backstage going on with all these releases, man. Cause I mean, I think they're releasing people based off on information they get backstage. Because have you noticed like Joe Coffey's not released yet? So like I think, and Matt Riddle's not released, so I think what WWE is doing backstage right now is whatever shit they get on these people, bad or good, is when they decide what they're gonna do with them. Matt Riddle, they're still trying to at least semi push Riddle. I know they're clearly slowing it down because all the hate, but since they didn't fire him but fired these three, I think they know at least what's going on backstage because these two clearly I think they had obvious cases of they most likely fucking did it. So I think backstage they get the information whether it's false or not, or it's likely false or not, and they're hiring based on that. And so by that assumption, I think these two firings are sadly deserved for these two people. They do this shit, they deserve to be fired. That's just they deserve to jail, fired, whole 9 yards, whole graveyard dogs. But uh, but yeah, man, those two, I think it clearly shows that they clearly at least most likely did it, man. So say good for them to be fired, man. So, yeah, man. I think this whole firing shit is depending on what they know backstage. So, yeah, man, I'm saying, truly good for the fire. And I just wonder who they're gonna find out about next, man. Wonder who's next, whether it's good or bad, man. So, yeah, what do you think about it?
Uh, so Ligero and Travis Banks. So I do definitely think it is a matter of what they know backstage, but it's also look at look at these guys, Jack Gallagher, Ligero, and Travis Banks compared to guys like Joe Coffey, who is on NXT UK's pretty much like second big stable. Gallus. Look at Matt Riddle, popular as fuck. Shit came out about Brock Lesnar that resurfaced from 2004. Nothing's gonna happen to guys like that. Vince McMahon was charged way back when with sexual assault. Nothing's gonna happen to them. They WWE runs on position on the card unless concrete information comes out. Literally, like, concrete information comes out about somebody. So, we got a tweet from Sean Ross Sapp a couple hours ago, and he reported that WWE is seriously cleaning WWE is serious about cleaning up their roster. From what I hear, it is in regards to problematic wrestlers. Now, what if these guys didn't do anything, but because they're problematic and because they're pretty much on the lower card of WWE, they lose their jobs? Now, if they did do it, fuck them. 100%. Fuck them. You know what I mean? But there is a hierarchy in WWE. If you are a guy like Brock, do you think anything's going to happen to Brock Lesnar? No. You think anything's going to happen to fucking Vince McMahon? So, that is, like, we got some news about Velveteen. Well, not really. It's not really concrete news to report on at this point because it's all just rumors. We have not seen anything officially yet, but there is a rumor that Velveteen Dream's release can be coming very soon. They got a lot of evidence against him. So if they do release him, shit like that they will take action against, only because it just makes their company look good, obviously. But with Dream, after the first thing came out, they still gave him another NXT Championship match. So, but now that more is coming out, now they're deciding to take action because it's to a point where it's like they kind of have to. You know what I mean? Yeah, 100%. There's definitely a hierarchy in WWE, and but I do also agree to the fact that it's also got to be how much they know and how much that those guys were willing to deny some of those things, I guess. So yeah, it's just a very fucked up situation. But yeah, but Ligero and Travis Banks, is anybody gonna miss them? No. Nobody even really watches NXT UK unless you're unless you're fucking in the UK. So yeah. So that's that's pretty much my take on it. These guys are gone, hopefully because they most likely did something and not just because of WWE's view of them. You know what I mean? Hopefully they're gone because they actually fucking did something and not because they're just lower tiered guys looked at as problematic. You know what I mean? Because if they really didn't do anything, it's not right. But you know what I mean?
Like someone they're also looking. I heard they're looking to release is Sami Zayn, which that would be complete bullshit.
He didn't do anything.
And it's clearly because his outspoken political views backstage. But by that logic, you would have to fire Jackson Riker too. Like if they fire Sami Zayn, that's gonna be a rant. That's a rant, guys.
100%, bro. Yeah. Honestly, though, you know, Sammy didn't do anything. So if that's true, he didn't fucking do anything. And sure, and you know what? Vince has unpopular political views too. Yeah, Trump, he's very good friends with Trump. A lot of people don't like Trump. Is anything going to happen to him? Why not? It's ridiculous. So if you want to release Sammy because of his opinion, everybody else has got an unpopular opinion too, whether it's unpopular to you or not. You know what I mean? Everybody's entitled to their own fucking opinion. And if they want to release Sammy, go ahead. He didn't fucking do anything. We should be seeing El fucking Generico and AEW before you know it. Go ahead. I dare you. But But yeah, I mean, Ligero and Travis Banks, nobody's really gonna miss them. Let's be honest. But I mean, yeah, if these guys didn't do anything, bro, and it's just WWE's hierarchy coming into play, that's very fucked up. But if they did do something, forget about them. You know what I mean? They they
Hmm.
they need to be gone anyway. They need to be uh fucking rotting somewhere in a jail cell if they did do something. But yeah. Now as we wrap up the
Have
news
you heard
here,
about
huh?
Velveteen news? Did you hear about the other Velveteen news?
Oh fuck. Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. So it was actually reported today that Velveteen Dream got in a car accident,
Hmm.
and um considering what's going on with him, it is interesting. So what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, he apparently was just released from the hospital like 30 minutes or like 50 minutes after it, so I think it was probably just like a side swipe or something like that. Something minor, I think, obviously, but would this impact his release? I don't think so, man. I think they're probably looking to release him still. So yeah, that's just. I mean, sucks to get his car fucked up, but or probably a rented car fucked up. So that sucks for the business or whatever business he rented it from. But yeah, man, it was just a minor shit. He's not even that injured at all, apparently. So yeah, it just happened today. Like, goddamn. What do you think?
When I first heard it, I immediately thought like, oh shit, wonder if this guy's
Mm.
trying to fucking off himself or something. So it was like because of everything that's going on with him, and I was like, oh, that's not good. But if he was released from the hospital, well, if it's like something like a side swipe, you think they sent or like a fender bender? Do you think they even send you to the hospital for that, or do you think it would have to be something involved
I
with
mean,
airbags?
he was reportedly at the hospital, and he left like 50 minutes after. So I mean, I think they send you to the hospital anyway, or most people go to the hospital anyway to check up on themselves.
No, yeah, that's true. I guess considering he's an athlete, just kind of making
Hmm.
sure. Um, yeah. So I mean, not really much saying it. I just hope he's okay, which it seems that he is. But yeah, now as we wrap up here, John Moxley and QT Marshall were pulled from AEW for the CV19 concerns. Now, in QT's case, Tony Khan did put out a statement saying that he had came into contact with somebody that did test positive for CV19, and John Moxley's case. Well, that's our next story. So I guess, well, Renee Young tested positive for CV19, and Um, John Moxley John Moxley decided to go home. He wanted to be with her. He wanted to,
Hmm.
um he wanted to be with her instead of thousands of miles or away or whatever. So yeah, what do you think about these guys being pulled?
I mean, it's again just smart move from Tony Khan, man. Just especially for allowing Moxley to do this with his wife, but also he's not gonna take the risk of his guys getting this shit, man. He's not dumb. He's not an idiot, man. But QT sucks for him. Hope he doesn't have it. But if he does, hope he recovers. But yeah, man. I mean, shit he was doing with Ali was fucking god awful.
So
So
cringy.
I don't really miss it. But you know what? It's kind of those so cringy. It's kind of funny to watch, man. I'm fucking dark, but yeah, man. For QT, it sucks for him. Hope he gets better if he does get it, man. But for Moxley and Renee's case, first of all, for Renee's case, that's fucked up. Vince's neglect led led to AEW world champion having to miss his big match next week. Well, next week. That is fucked up. I would be pissed at Vince. That would be some bullshit, man. But especially for an Ace case, and the other big case in WWE's coronavirus or CV-19 cases ban. The other big case that they have that's fucked up. But in terms of Renee and Moxley, it's just Moxley. Some things are just bigger than wrestling, and for Moxley, his wife is definitely bigger than wrestling. For Moxley, man, his wife is his life. So I don't blame him in the slightest, man. Good for him, man. I just hope he doesn't get. I heard he already did test negative for it, so that's good. I hope he doesn't get it over time. If he does, of course, I'll have to quarantine himself. But yeah, man, just normal shit you would do, man. Of course, you would do that for your wife. So that's just great, man. Now, well, the situation isn't great, but their decisions are great, man. So
Oh
like,
shit.
so yeah, man. Like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think that just goes to show, like I said, bro, some things are just bigger than wrestling. You know what I mean? We all know John Moxley, bro, but Jonathan Good is the actual person behind it, and that man has an actual life to attend to, and that's his wife. Obviously, that's his lady, bro. What do you expect? You know what I mean? And it's so cool being who he works for he that him wanting to be home with his wife is understanded by his employer instead of WWE going out there and telling and having their fucking idiotic fucking production team member Kevin Dunn telling people over the PA to take their masks off. And if you're not a fan, of WWE, if you want to wear a mask, okay, you fucking motherfuckers, then tell me why, if you're so against the masks, you're not afraid to take a motherfucker's money because you're selling them. But you want to go ahead and tell people not to fucking wear them. If you don't want to wear them, that's one thing. If you want to wear them, that's one thing, bro. Both of them. But if you want to go out there and tell people that they absolutely cannot wear them, it's fucking ridiculous. And then you want to sit there and say, oh, well, we're just providing a sense of happiness and a sense of entertainment. What sense of happiness? Other than, you done took Wyatt off television. The only sense of happiness we fucking get nowadays in WWE comes from, fucking, not even WWE. It comes from fucking Dynamite. We haven't got a sense of fucking happiness since Wyatt was on television, and the only good thing we've fucking seen in recent memory on WWE television was that AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan match. And you want to go out there and say you're providing entertainment. What you need to be worried about is making sure that these family and friends that you don't know where they've been coming into your show, and then you want to go out there and say that you're keeping them from talent, yet you go and have the Street Profits run through the crowd high-fiving people. Nobody's got a fucking mask on. You put this big-ass fucking plexiglass up, but they don't wear masks? What? Doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. And it's completely ridiculous, the fact that they want to go out there and say that you're not a fan if you wear a mask, but they'll be so quick to take your mask once you go buy your fucking Roman Reigns fucking WWE face mask. Are you fucking kidding me? And you want to go out there and say they're not a fan? What does wrestling have to do with a fucking virus in the world? And what is your shitty television fucking providing for anybody?
Nothing.
Doesn't make any sense. You think we want to see fucking Drew McIntyre acting like a sexy boy on television? Meanwhile, fucking Renee Young's getting her show canceled and is getting fucking CV-19. What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? It's not Shawn Michaels. That's a different story. Ridiculous. You want to go out there and fucking... Bro. You want to go out there and show little to no fucking neglect and And then when people do fucking get it, you want to just sporadically having people start wearing masks to make it look like you give a fuck. Bro. This company so fucking has been just so like, listen, dude. Again, I said this last week. I understand Vince McMahon doesn't take this shit seriously. That's your problem. Don't make it everybody else's fucking problem. It's just not your employer's problem to deal with something that you have a fucking problem with. If they want to wear a fucking mask, if they don't even want to come to work, do you are you completely blinded to the fact that your kids are grown up, right? Shane and Stephanie are grown people, right? But do you understand half of the people you employ have babies? Wyatt just had a newborn, and he has a 1-year-old, and he has two other little children around. I'm guessing around 10 or 8. That's not the point. Little kids. Kevin Owens too. Think he just had a baby. Fucking Ali has kids. Well, he's not been on television. Roman Reigns just had twins. I understand you don't give a fuck, and that's one thing. But and if you wanna fucking show up to work or whatever, and it's funny too because he has a problem with sneezing, but he doesn't have a problem with a virus that is but he's okay with working while a virus is going on that is immune to old people and kids. But you want to worry about sneezing, but you want to put Ric Flair on your television.
So old ass.
Am I wrong? Does that make any sense? I mean, seriously, bro, you want to worry about people sneezing around you, but you want to have Ric Flair on television. You want to bring the Big Show back. Okay. This guy is so just ridiculous when it comes to this shit, bro. I mean, he's just acting fucking stupid at this point. I mean, we all knew that, but honestly, like, worry about your fucking employees. I understand you have grown-ass kids, you old fuck. And maybe they're not as immune to it as children and babies are, but do you understand half of these people have kids? You know what I mean? And all that shit, bro, with Kevin Dunn. Bro, these people are just utterly fucking ridiculous. And this makes, JD had said this makes Roman Reigns look like the smartest motherfucker. Also Kevin Owens, too, because he got out of Dodge right before all these cases spiked. And Sami Zayn, too. And good for all of them. Good for all of them, because they decided to make a choice. And good for Roman, because I believe if it wasn't for him originally opting out, a lot of these people would be scared, too. But him, I don't really know if he's a locker room leader, but the big dog, being the big dog, look at him. That was a choice well made. Lead by example, for sure. He did tremendous, and I think we could all commend Roman for that, bro, but I truly just don't, I truly just don't understand these fucking people's logic, and it's so ridiculous and so careless to the point where you're ruining things for AEW, who and that company's done everything right. They have tested people at every TV taping religiously, and it's great. And they've done decent with the empty arena type shows, and WWE has done everything to make themselves look like a bunch of fucking idiots. And it's sad, but now their employees have to pay for it. That's my fucking take on it, bro. It's ridiculous. What's up?
Vince is also doing now. Now he wants to ban his employees from saying that revealing if they have CV or not. He's trying to stop them from, saying they have it, which is such bullshit, man.
Yeah,
It
at
just
that
goes to
point, he could go
show.
fuck himself.
Yeah, I'm not telling him to go fuck himself, man. This old dumbass. God, it's so fair.
In what sense? People should. That's the first thing about WWE. People should have the own right to their Twitters.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like toddlers are on Twitter, bro. Toddlers
Yeah.
aren't gonna. And besides, nobody's gonna care if a wrestler says shit or fuck in a tweet. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Does everything have to be PG? Honestly.
Seriously. Makes no sense.
But, also in WWE, I believe Brian Alvarez said that whatever you're hearing now, which is 24, is way worse than that, which is very scary. But the
Swear.
confirmed cases that we do know in WWE, obviously Renee Young, Kayla Braxton, Adam Pearce, who's a producer. I believe he was one of the producers in that Jeff Hardy segment. And Jamie Noble are the names now that we do know have tested positive for CV-19. Do you have a take on this?
It just sucks for them, man. They gotta deal with this bullshit because of Vince's neglect. Kayla got it twice. Fucking twice from Vince's neglect. That's fucking bullshit. Man, if I was her, I'd ask for my release. I would be so done with them, bro. If his neglect gave me that shit twice, I I would just have to beat his ass, bro. But but yeah, man, it sucks for them, man. It's just bullshit. Vincent neglect just led to these people led to, I'm hearing over 30 people fucking get it, which is bullshit, bro. So, yeah, man, I would be pissed if I was any of these people, man, because it's such bullshit, but this is what Vince gets for fucking not caring about this, having one COVID test in March. This is what's gonna happen, dude. What did you expect? Come on, man. But yeah, man. What do you think about Vince in these cases?
I mean, yeah, like I said, again, it's definitely the best way I can put it. This may not be Vince's problem, but don't make it everybody else's problem, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's making it everybody else's problem, and he's endangering people's lives, and he's showing how fucking careless he is because of something that he thinks is stupid. Meanwhile, people have families. This isn't their whole lives. This is their workplace. They have personal lives as well. And you gotta respect that. And he doesn't have a fucking respect for a thing in the world. He really fucking doesn't. Except for all his buddies from the Attitude Era. He doesn't fucking have a respect for anything, bro. I mean, it's just blatant fucking stupidity. It's just blatant fucking stupidity. And if people want to fucking wear masks, they should have the fucking right to. And if you don't want to wear a mask, you should have the fucking right to. Jesus Christ. What a fucking
I
idiot,
swear.
man. What a fucking selfish idiot, dude. And and like I said, I would say good for him, but he's not the one paying for it. Now his
Yeah.
employees got to pay for his carelessness. This guy is just so careless, bro. He gets Ciampa injured carelessly, and now he's doing this. He fucking carelessly books every NXT talent and everybody from fucking different company, and now he's doing this shit.
God, he's fuck. Vince is he's a shit person, man. He really is. He's just not a good person. He's got he's done a lot of bad shit. We all know the allegations and court cases he had. Also, his neglectfulness is unbelievable. CV-19, Champa, booking as a whole, Benoit, Owen Hart, Eddie, all of them could have been stopped if it wasn't for fucking Vince, man. Vince, fuck Vince. That's all I gotta say.
Honestly, bro, by this point, this just goes to show. I mean, not that we didn't know this, but this just goes to show, bro, that this guy just has no business running a fucking the biggest wrestling company in the world. He has no fucking business. How can you run the biggest company in the world and you don't have when you don't give a single fuck about anybody that works for you, and you just expect everybody to show up to work like they have the same mindset as you? Not everybody's as weird as you, dude. People,
Yeah.
everybody's fucking different, bro. Not everybody's fucking not scared of anything in the world except for sneezing and fucking whatever. You know, bro, it's just fucking carelessness on his part, and it's seriously, it's just seriously needs to be dealt with, bro, because again, you're putting people's fucking lives at danger, dude, and not a care in the fucking world is given. Um, so, yeah, I mean, this guy just does not need to be running the biggest wrestling company in the world. No fucking way. No way. He's just not suited for it. How can you do that when fucking you act like the world revolves around you? It just doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. And again, how are you gonna be so against masks, yet you sell them for $13 a piece on your website? And you tell people that probably family and friends that have bought them that they can't wear them. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. It's so ridiculous. So fucking
Honestly,
ridiculous.
if I was in that crowd, bro, I'd show up with the punk mask. Fuck them.
Yeah, man. Honestly. It's just so ridiculous and so fucked up. It really is, man. Moving on, that is all we have for the news, and now on to the Fyter Fest Night 1 predictions. So, for the first match, man, we got Private Party versus Proud and Powerful Santana and Ortiz. Who do you think, bro?
I don't know much about like the story of this match or nothing, man, but it's gonna be a good match. These are two great talents for their division. Santana and Ortiz, fucking God, Proud and Powerful. That name still fucking sucks. They're a great talent. They haven't, to be honest, they haven't really showed much of their greatness that fucking JD would always talk about, man. So I hope they show it on that Wednesday, man, or yeah, on that Wednesday. I forgot it was Friday. On that Wednesday, man. Same with Private Party. Both great talent. It's gonna be a great match. And yeah, man. Whoever wins probably might have a shot at World Championships. I don't know, man. It just depends on how it goes, man. So yeah. What do you think about this match?
Private Party. Yeah, I fall into the same boat as you do. I don't necessarily know what caused this match. But regardless, I guess I'll give it to I guess I'll give it to uh what's their Proud and Powerful. I guess Santana Ortiz. They haven't really won much, and apparently these guys are really good, according to JD. We haven't seen too much of that from these guys, so hopefully sooner or later we could definitely see what he's talking about. And yeah, I guess I'll just give it to these guys here for sure. But next up we got MJF and Wardlow versus the Jurassic Express. What do you think, bro?
Um, who win? Probably MJF and Wardlow, man. They're building MJF up probably to a at least the TNT Championship at the very least, probably the World Championship. So I would think some heel fucking way they're gonna win. It's gonna be actually I think this match is gonna be really cool, especially a standoff between Wardlow and fucking Luchasaurus. That's gonna be sick as fuck, bro. But yeah, bro. Who's gonna win? I would say probably MJF and Wardlow, just because they're building him up, man. I could easily see them having him win. So, yeah, man. As for um, Luchasaurus and what's their name? They're also well, Luchasaurus. Well, for Jurassic Express, they also are having an upcoming match soon with FTR, man. That's gonna be good, man. Look forward to that, and they're just gonna start building up MJF, man. I think this is gonna be the win that's gonna start this build up, man. So yeah, what do you think about this?
Yeah. So this match, obviously, these two teams have had a beef for a little bit now. But yeah, I definitely think it's gonna go to MJF and Wardlow, which kind of sucks because I really don't know what else that these guys that AEW. I don't know what else AEW wants from Jurassic Express. I mean, they're fucking
Mm-hmm.
amazing, bro. I don't know what they need to push these guys. But MJF and Wardlow are definitely going to win here. It is rumored that MJF will be facing Jon Moxley at All Out for the AEW World Championship. So I think this is. You think they'll do Fight for the Fallen again, or do you think that was just the? Or do you think
I
that was
think
just like a one-time thing?
I think it's maybe gonna be like a once in a while thing. Just do it if they can, kind of like how they do Fighter Fest now.
Hmm.
So I don't know if they're gonna fully do it every year, but I think it's just gonna be something they're just randomly gonna do. So I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, uh, yeah, definitely gonna go with MJF and Wardlow here, just because obviously this is gonna be this is gonna be MJF's last stop before he makes it to Jon Moxley in September. So next up, the third match on night one, we have Hikaru Shida versus Penelope Ford for the AEW Women's Championship. Who do you got, bro?
Who do I got, man? Probably most likely a Shida, man. She's, I mean, it's Penelope Ford, man. She is, she's more of a manager than a performer. I haven't seen much work, so I don't really know how to fully judge that. Just the way she comes off and the way she acts and her history. I just see her more as a manager, man. But yeah, man, I think it's just gonna be an obvious win for a Shida, man. Obvious just a win in the way, cause I mean, who else do they got in this women division to face her, man? So, yeah, man. Who's gonna win? Most likely. I don't see Penelope Ford winning. So I think Hikaru Shida's easily got this win.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that aspect of it for sure. Penelope Ford, this is probably. I kind of feel like this is supposed to be Britt Baker's spot, considering she kind of had something going on with Hikaru Shida. But yeah. So yeah, I definitely don't see Penelope Ford beating Hikaru Shida here. Just because that doesn't really make any sense. I think that they really like Hikaru Shida. She's very good in the ring. Um, but yeah, so I definitely think that Hikaru Shida is going to win here, considering the fact Penelope Ford has usually always been more of a manager. I just kind of feel because Britt Baker is out. Um, I don't know why she's still on television. Actually, I, I would I would probably do ways with her being off TV for a little bit, considering she's injured, instead of kind of on TV for no reason, just kind of getting embarrassed by Big Swole. Doesn't really, don't really see the point in that. But yeah, Kuroshida is probably gonna end up losing it to Britt Baker whenever she comes back. Not sure when she comes back. Hopefully soon. But but yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with Hikaru Shida here. And next
Hmm.
up, we have Cody versus Jake Hager for the TNT Championship, bro. Who do you got?
I think, man, I really like Hager, man, but I think it's not gonna be an obvious Cody win, man. Building up this title, just doing the fucking open challenge on TV, man. Defending it every time it's on TV, man. It's just amazing, bro. I think this just gonna be his like I think his really first big defense for the TNT Championship. So I can't wait to see this match, bro. It's gonna be good as hell. Cody's Cody, man. He's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Jake Hager's really good too. So it's gonna be some good shit. But who's gonna win? I definitely think Cody got it, man. Hager doesn't need really any wins, to be honest. Cody, man, he's got to make this title look good, and I think he's doing a great job in this. It's gonna boost the title even more, man. All I hope is that they get that updated version of that title in soon, man. But other than that, I think Cody's got an easy win, or just at least a definitive win for Wednesday, bro. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Cody, man, I just absolutely love everything about Cody. I love the way this guy carries himself as he is like when I see him with a championship. When I see somebody like him, I just think I'm like, man, that is just the embodiment of what a champion should be. Um, he really is making it out to look like he really cares about that championship, and he's doing a phenomenal job with it. As far as who is going to beat him for it, I do not think it's going to be Jake Hager. I think Cody will retain. Who do I think is going to beat him for it? Probably I would hope it'd be somebody like EC3, but he was kind of teased for Impact. So next best thing, bro. Always ready. Matt Cardona. I think it's going to be some kind of mystery person, maybe even Pac, somebody like that, to challenge Cody for the TNT Championship. And it's got to be, like when I think about it, I'm thinking it's got to be somebody, either somebody mystery or somebody like Pac.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Being a TV championship is to be defended on TV every week every time they're on TV. Um, I 100% agree with the fact that Cody won. Obviously, this kind of role for Lance Archer is just not kind of what fits in his character. But he seemed to fall off a little bit. Lance has seemed to fallen off just a little bit, but yeah, as far as this match, though, I don't think they're going to give Hager the win. I love Hager. I was not really a big fan of Jack Swagger, but in WWE, but man, ever since this guys came to AEW, he just looks like a beast. He just looks like a beast, bro. And yeah, he is. He's doing great in his new role as kind of like in a big enforcer, and I really like him in that role, man. But I don't think it's going to be enough to keep the American Nightmare down. I think Cody's definitely walking out with the championship, man. And as we wrap up here, the last match for night one, we have the Best Friends challenging the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Hangman and Kenny Omega, for the AEW Tag Team Championships, bro. What do you think?
Um, great match it's gonna be, man. Kenny and Hangman are great. Love them both. Fucking Hangman's funny as shit. But as for the best friends, they're really good too. Haven't really done much, but they're really good too. They're really great talent. It's gonna be an overall great match, but I think the obvious win goes to Kenny and Hangman, man. They're clearly waiting. I think, to be honest, probably waiting for the collapse of the Elite to lose those titles, man. I think that would be, or just the collapse would happen when someone else beats them, then the Elite would collapse. But I don't see the best friends beating them ones. So I think the obvious win goes to Hangman and Kenny, man. It's gonna be a great ass match. And yeah, man, I think they're the obvious winners.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think the best friends have. I feel like this is their kind of token for wrestling so much when they were running out of the Nightmare Factory, and they taped all those shows building up to Double or Nothing, and those guys were wrestling so much, like three times a night, like three times a night, and I think this is their reward for that, and I think AEW is just this is their thank you. They have won a decent amount. I think their record is Probably one of the better ones because I do remember them winning just a lot of just kind of random exhibition matches, and they've been built up pretty solidly, which I can respect from AEW's. They're not gonna pull a WWE and give these guys a tag team championship match when they have a 5-1 record for Dynamite. So yeah, obviously I'm sure they have a good record, and I'm pretty sure they've won. They've won a lot to grant them this opportunity. And yeah, so this is gonna be an incredible match, bro. And obviously, it is definitely going to go to Omega and Adam Hangman Page. But sooner or later, man, I think these guys are going to end up dropping the titles. They've done everything they can with those tag belts. I think it's time we see those on the top guys sooner or later. Not too soon. They got a little bit more to do. Probably after they beat the Bucks at All Out. At what's the one after that? Full Gear. I would have those guys definitely win the tag team championships at Full Gear, which is in November. Yeah, like early November. So 100% I would have those guys win the championships at Full Gear, FTR. Whether it's from Omega and Hangman or not, yeah, we'll just have to see where it goes, man. But yeah, I definitely got Omega and Hangman retaining the championships here. So is there anything else you got to say?
It's gonna be a great show for Night One of Dynamite, man, or Fyter Fest, man. And these news is it's a tragedy, man. It really is. But yeah, man. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, couldn't have said it better myself, bro. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast, part 2 of episode 12. The next time we will be seeing you guys, it is for the Mount Rushmores, man.
Fuck.
Yeah, we will announce those at a later date. We've been slacking off, man. We will announce those via Twitter, or you guys might just get a surprise, man. But look out for the Mount Rushmores, because either way, it's going to be some good shit, no matter what, bro. And that is going to be the next episode of the podcast, episode 13. Make sure to tune in for the Mount Rushmores next week. And thank you guys for watching. If this was your first time, again, I am Johnny Mayhem.
I'm Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Sales Podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys with the Mount Rushmores.
Peace.